All right, everybody. This is Transformers Unite. This is a new actual podcast that we're all doing with a couple of fellas that I've known for a little bit. We have got Patriot Prime Reviews.
Hooah!
We got T-Fan Page 101. And then, of course, we have the lovely Deluxe Baldwin with us.
Oh, hey, lovely. You're not going to live that one down for a while.
No.
Glad to have me.
So what we wanted to do is get some people together to talk about Transformers. There's a lot of podcasts, there's a lot of things out there in the internet, but I wanted to get people that were less known out there, and for us to get together and talk about it. Because Patriot and me, we don't have many subs and whatnot, but we don't really care about that either. We care about the content that we produce for that, and the same way with Deluxe and Brian is I believe they do the same thing. So one is some like-minded friends. Well, like I said, I want to get some like-minded people together to talk about Transformers, and that's what specifically we're going to talk about is Transformers. We might bring in Marvel Legends or something like that down the road, but we want to kind of keep it focused mostly on Transformers. So without further ado, what I'd like to do is go around the room, everybody give an introduction about yourself, where you're from, what you do, and tell us a little bit about your channel. So first up, Patriot Prime.
Well, hello, my name is Jason, aka Patriot Prime. I started my YouTube channel just over a year ago as kind of a way just to give me a new way to appreciate the collection I already have. So I started my channel off mainly focusing on G1 figures, and then as I progressed, I went into toy hacks, repro label decals, then started to get some newer figures, and then I've branched out into some different things. I've done a couple movie reviews. I'm now doing interviews with other Transformer fans like you were doing here. Finally broke my 1,000 subs last month, and pretty tickled about that. It surprised me. Patriot Prime Reviews, the name comes from the Patriot Prime tattoo I have on my arm that I got when I returned back from Iraq. So that's pretty much me.
Nice. All right.
Very well versed in American G1 media. Now,
all right, Brian. Tell us a little bit about yourself and what you do.
Hi. I'm not Patriot because I'm Canadian. I'm T-Fan Page 101, also known as Ultimate Doom. Those are my channels. T-Fan Page 101 is mostly focused on Transformers. I'm trying to branch out into different things with it, like different series and shows, so it's not just one thing. It's kind of like I guess a Netflix thing, if I have to say. I'm looking into it. I'm trying more and more with it, but yeah, I guess I didn't come prepared with much of an introduction, so
that's what winging is for.
Up next is Optibotimus. Oh no, wait.
Oh no, you did not say that.
Hell, there goes our sub.
We can't edit that out. Damn.
We're screwed. Well, we just got demonetized on that one. All right, Deluxe.
Hey there, everybody. I am Matthew. My name's Matthew. I'm known as Deluxe. I'm on another podcast called Sharecast Uncut. I've been doing that for about 5+ years. And I started doing reviews about 3 years ago. I am known for floor time. I get on the floor and play with my Transformers. Yeah, there's a long story, but we'll talk about that later. But I mainly do, overviews. I've been doing, a lot of around 30 minutes, which is an interview process also. I'm starting to, do, other stuff. I basically do overviews. I don't do transformations or anything. I just do, what I like about the figure and everything. And then I get on the floor and play with them. That's what I'm from Arkansas. I too was in the military, just like Jason was. And now I'm doing schooling for HVAC. So I'm going to be a heating and air technician and all that stuff. I think I'm getting too deep into my lifestyle, but it's fun.
We're not going to do the lifestyle videos this time.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, I just basically have fun on my reviews. I like have a good time. I don't take them seriously. I'm just in it just to have a good time. I do photography a lot. Also, I love taking photographs of my Transformers and everything. So
we've lost Brian. He's absorbed into the shockwave right now.
And yeah, I'm a Hell Hasbro reviews. Basically, I'm known for Hasbro being a Hasbro fan on Shattercast. So that's where the name came from. Thank you for having me on. Appreciate it.
And I believe you, sir, have inspired what's going on right now. I know my interview with you, I enjoyed it so much, I decided to start doing my own.
Exactly.
Nathan, I think, followed suit the same way. I mean, it's just a nice way to meet everybody that we pretty much only know through Facebook. You know, we finally get to talk face to face.
It's to get to know people in the community, you know. And I interview anybody, you know. I've interviewed, you know, people that had 10,000 plus subs, and I've interviewed people that don't even have review channels, or they just, you know, want to be heard. You know, some people, you know, everybody has a voice and they like to be heard, and I like to give them that little platform and just have a good time and get to know people and everything. It's a good way to make friends, and it's just a good way to, you know, open up the community, you know, and, you know, bring positivity to the community and all that stuff. So that's why I did it. And Nathan, let's hear about you. What about you?
So, I'm a retired Air Force Master Sergeant. Retired about 2 years ago.
Nice.
Decided to, you know, go into the security field. I work for Bank of America today as one of their engineers. Nice. So I've been doing that for about a little over 2 years now. Having a blast doing it. Just like Jason and Deluxe, you know, we've all served and had our time in the service. I've got 4 tours, 2 tours to Afghanistan, 2 tours to Iraq. Did my time, got out of the sand, came back home in one piece. So thank the good Lord above for that, you know, because we all got lucky, definitely coming back. But yeah, I've always been a Transformers fan, you know, since the 80s. I mean, since I was a little kid and collected them since then, and always will. You know, even with the new stuff coming out, you know, it's amazing if you think about, you know, if we go 30 years ago to die-cast metal, you know, G1 toys that we have, to the studio series that we have today, and how realistic they are as far as figures to play with, so to speak. But yeah, I've been doing YouTube for about almost 2 years now. I do toy hunts, I do reviews, very far and few in between. Just started doing interviews more, and like I said, and just like Jason said, it's because of Deluxe. I mean, it's been a great avenue to be out and meet people and talk to people, see what they do, you know, and it makes it a little bit easier too, because a lot of us, you know, are introverted, you know, a lot of times, you know, so we don't really want to go out and talk to people, and this is a good avenue to actually go out and talk to people, you know, especially since we all live in different parts of the country. I mean, good example of it. Jason's on the East Coast. You got Deluxe, he's in Arkansas. You got Brian, who's in Canada, you know, and I'm in California, you know. So it's a big difference. And one of the topics I wanted to talk about was shopping across the U.S. We were kind of talking about this before we started tonight, and how hard it has been to shop for Transformers for us. Because as you guys know, everything comes out, we get wind of it, you know, through a forum or through T-formers or through a website or something like that. It's constantly harder and harder for us to find what we want in a store. All of us in the U.S. lost Toys R Us, so that was one avenue of where we used to get Masterpiece and a lot of Transformers at. Now we're stuck with Walmart and Target, and guess what? They are few and far in between. As far as getting these, like, most of the stuff I do now is I have to pre-order and have it come in from either Big Bad or the Chosen Prime or TF Source or something like that, because I just can't find it on the store. I do occasionally, and if I find it, I buy it, you know, because I know I won't see it again. So wanted to kind of go through everybody and kind of give me, you know, what you're fighting for and trying to find, or, you know, how has it been for you guys trying to hunt down bots?
Well, in my area, I think I've mentioned on Facebook, I have a Walmart, and that's it. My nearest Target is about 2 hours away in either direction. So I'm either hitting up my Walmart, which it's only a few blocks from where I work. I pretty much go every other day. but it's very hit or miss. I mean, I can be in a dry spell for months, and then miraculously items will show up, like the G1 reissues. I got all those in store. Siege just started filtering in. Power of the Primes didn't get any of that. So I mainly do Amazon. I'll just throw stuff in my cart and wait until the price drops and then finally get it because I'm a Prime member, so I can get the free shipping. So that's where I'm stuck. And then flea markets, I try to hit those every now and then, but you just don't find much in rural West Virginia as far as what I'm into collecting.
And that's a hard thing because, I mean, if you think about, like, I'm from Kentucky originally, and we had a Walmart, and it was an hour and a half away. Our closest store, and that was our closest big box store back then. So everything I had back in the 90s was you just crossed your fingers and pray to God that you got something new. You didn't worry about making collections because there was no collecting back then. You had a yard sale to get a G1 if you're lucky, or, you know, or a flea market. But that's always been a constant struggle, especially out in the Midwest, you know, and in the South. It was really hard for a lot of us to find stores, so we were so far away from it. Now, with the invention of the internet, it's been a lot easier for us to be able to get what we want. But doesn't mean that you're still not fighting against other people and other Transformer fans trying to get the same thing. You know,
Look
and I
when
know Brian,
Shop dropped the Siege figures down to $9.99. That was a race to try to get some of those before they all sold out. I think I got two right before Christmas.
I know, because I was able to get 2 of the Cogs and the Sideswipe and the Hound through that sale through Hasbro Toy Shop before they went out of business, and decided to put, hey, we're not here no more.
Oh, that sucked because you see all this stuff. We're going to be bigger and better, and then when it opened up, you can find us at Walmart.
Yep.
Well, with me finding stuff around here, I mean, I guess I'm blessed. I guess my town I live in, we have 2 Walmarts and a Target or Target, and I'm about 20 minutes from Little Rock, and I go to school at Little Rock also. So there's tons. There's at least 5+ Walmarts or even more, and then we got Targets and everything and all that stuff. So, and it's not an area where there's a lot of collectors. There are collectors here, but I have no problems usually trying to find stuff, and I have friends around that if something is found, they'll text me or something and say, hey, they got stuff here and blah blah this there. So it's pretty cool that I where the area I live at that to try to get Transformers and everything. So it's not too terrible to find stuff. I've been trying. I have yet to find the NECA Michael Myers. He's not hit here yet. I'm going to have to probably order him on Big Bad Toy Store. But other people are finding him around the country, but not me. But as far as Transformers, Siege is, plentiful. The new studio series is Cyberverse is plentiful and all that stuff. And they got the shit emoji and everything. So, but yeah, I mean, it's pretty good around here. So it's not too bad.
If Brian just pulled up his random shit and throw it online, I mean, his nutcrackers. I got my nutcrackers. Like, I see your.
It was me this whole time.
I know, right? All right, Brian, you're up. So that's one reason why I wanted to have Brian on with us, because he's from another country. Because the way things happen in Canada versus U.S. are sometimes different as far as collecting and what you find. Shit, sometimes you guys find stuff faster than we do in the U.S. And sometimes it goes backwards, we get it before you guys do.
And they have Toys R Us too. They still have Toys R Us.
Yep.
So.
We still got Toys R Us. It's about half an hour, and the only time I go is when it's convenient for someone else because I don't drive. I haven't been there in years, unfortunately. So it's like I pretty much feel the same way about the closing because since then I haven't gone to Toys R Us. But out here, it's kind of hit or miss as well. Sometimes we get things super late, and then I have to go out and buy it because I'm pretty certain that they're going to move on to the next wave. Like with Hunger, Power of the Primes, I had to snatch that right away. And then for some reason, it sticks around, and then the next wave is late. And then that just suddenly shows up. I still haven't found Studio Series Dropkick or KSI Sentry, but I managed to find the Revenge of the Fallen Starscream somehow. And Ironhide. I don't know how that happened. And and it's funny. The day after Christmas, I found everything on Siege, and then right after that, they only had Battle Masters. Yeah, sometimes it's actually pretty good. I believe we were the first to have, or one of the first to have the tiny turbos from Series 3. Managed to review Ratchet and Slug before everyone else, so that was good. Usually we do get pretty much everything. It's just a matter of either waiting or we're up first. I remember during Transformers Prime, the Legends that were out around the time, the Generations Legends, which was like Swerve and Cosmos and Kickback, or not, it was Scrapnel, right?
Yeah,
yeah. And Tailgate, as well as the last wave of Cyberverse Commanders from Beast Hunters. Everyone was going and nuts for those, and they couldn't find it. Every store out here, even the ones that didn't really sell that much, had those figures. Everywhere. It was crazy. So, yeah, but for me, distribution lately has been kind of crazy, and I kind of get jealous of halfway around the world that finds like Wave 2 Studio Series, and Studio Series Wave 1 of this year hasn't even been out yet. Yeah, it's just, I guess it's a hit or miss. I've been shopping more on Amazon, like Jason.
Yeah.
I only just got Prime, so yeah. I feel like I talk too much.
How's it out in Cali?
Just fine, man. Like I said, that's why I wanted you to be on, because I mean to see what you guys are struggling with. And it sounds around the world it's the same thing. It sounds like wherever you go, it's being harder and harder to find Transformers now for us as fans.
Well, once in a while, the U.S. will find something first, and then Canada will find something first, and it's just all around kind of weird. I think that in my part of Canada, it struggles probably not the most, but we don't get everything like Ontario or anywhere around that, which seems to be like quick. So I guess it all depends.
Yeah, because I've got a friend of mine, he's in Montreal, and he seems like he finds every damn thing real fast between there and Ontario. And it's always nuts. And it's like stuff we don't even get in the US till months later. When that Marvel Legends X-Men wave came out, they found it first at EB Games, and before it even showed up anywhere in the US for months and months and months. And of course, everybody's asking him and his friends, hey, can you go get me this? Can you go find me this? Can you,
Oh, I get that a lot.
Yeah, but the shipping is killer, man. I don't know if it's worth it.
And that's what a lot of people don't understand. They're saying, oh, yeah, you can go buy me this, like the hot rods I had at my Walmart. They were marked down to $7. And I had quite a few people saying, hey, will you go get me one? I was like, sure. But I want you to understand your shipping is going to run you $10, $15. And then they don't want it because they just want me to ship it to them out of the goodness of my heart.
Someone recently asked me for my entire Halo Mega Bloks collection, just right out of the gate. And I remember someone getting mad at me because I didn't want to sell them they wanted my Takar Adventure Jazz from the Robots in Disguise mold. They wanted that for $10. And I said no, and then they got mad at me.
Why didn't you give it to them? Golly.
Oh, I wanted it!
I had my first guy the other day actually comment on one of my G1 reviews that he wanted my figure. And of course, I'm thinking, okay, he's like, he wants this for his collection. I replied back to him, I forget what I said. He says, no, I want yours. Can you send it to me? Here's my address. I'm like, are you serious?
Wow. He sent his address right away?
Man, that's hey, that takes balls a little bit, I guess. I mean, he's a keyboard warrior, but that's hardcore right there, man. It's like, no, I don't want to get one. I want you to send me yours and pay for shipping.
It got a little heated after a while. I ended up having to block it and delete it. So I was like,
do it or else I'll unsubscribe, and good luck with your channel after I unsubscribe this one channel.
I'll tell all my friends.
Wow. I have not run into that yet. I've yet to run into that, to where they've wanted my stuff.
Soon you will. I'm
You
certain
will.
they'll find you.
Yeah, I actually had that last year. I had two people, that were like steady commenters, on my videos. They're like, "Hey, can you send me something, or can you find this for me? But can you sign it? Can you autograph your name on it?" I'm like, "Well,
I've
that's
done
kind
that.
of odd."
There you go.
And I'm like, "My signature isn't worth jack. I'm a YouTuber out there, but I really want it." And I'm like, um, "Okay, where do you at?" "I'm in Thailand." "Oh, hell no, that's
Oh
not happening."
God.
I've signed stuff before. Yeah, I mean, I signed one of my crapagonics I gave away on thing, but it was for a friend. I knew the guy, so he was a good dude. And I've signed a lot of stuff before. At TFCon, people ask me to sign stuff. I'm like, why? I'm nobody. I mean, I'm just whatever. But you're Deluxe. I'm like, yeah, I'm just Deluxe. I'm not, I'm Matthew. I'm nobody special. But, I sign it. And it's cool, but it's kind of weird too. But
Hey, but you got to think, YouTube's the thing now, man. It's the cinema for a lot of people.
it is.
If only the people behind it would listen to all the complaints.
Yeah.
Oh, I know, right? Well, and that's kind of thing is YouTube has turned into that now. It is the new TV, for a lot of people now. That's all they watch is YouTube. They watch videos, reviews, and stuff. And I'm just as bad. I watch more YouTube than I do normal TV now. But the catch being is that there is that creepy level, where we all do get those viewers and those commenters that are kind of creepy, and you're like, instantaneously block, that I'm not dealing with that. But as far as signing something, like I don't mind signing anything. But it was like I'm a nobody. I'm just having fun on my channel to give content to people, like most of us are. We have a good time while we do it.
Well, for me,
But
it's like
we all
if they want it, then if it makes them happy, sure, why not?
Oh yeah, that's always true.
Oh yeah, I mean there is that level to like Matt was talking about his friends doing stuff like that. And like for you guys, if you want something signed by me, I would sign and send it to you guys and friends of mine. It's different than just the random commenter guy, out there in the middle of YouTube ether.
The weird ones. Most of the time, I don't get a lot of weird comments.
You guys get the ones where please give me a shout out.
Yes.
Yeah.
I had one bombard me the last 6 videos of mine. Hey, give me a shout out your next video over and over again. Finally, I'm just rolling and rolling. He finally laid off.
Oh yeah, this guy made a first comment and then asked for a shout out. I'm just like, I don't know who you are. For me, with people in shout outs, I need to know you, and you can't just immediately ask for a shout out because you look desperate for attention.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm not going to use that.
I never ask for a shout out. I get the occasional fat boy comment, but that's about it. I'm like, you have a wonderful day.
Exactly. Well, I mean, and that's just kind of what we're going to have to deal with, as content creators, is that we're going to deal with the crazies, but most of the time, 90% of the time, it's usually good comments, good people, supports our channels, that helps out, so it makes it fun to do, it really does. Because that interactivity with other people is what makes it really for us what we do.
I do the before it's out videos, and the main point of those is to do discussion about a toy, just one toy, before it gets released. See how everyone feels about it. That's pretty much it.
I've been doing that too. I mean, I really like doing that. I say what's new in Transformers, and I like to talk about something I don't have in hand, but I just like to.
You've really changed your format up. You got like a new thing almost every week. I dig it.
I got another one coming too for you.
Oh, really? Nice.
I'm doing G1 stuff, just like you, fella.
Oh, exclusive sneak preview.
Jason's gonna freak out, though.
I mean, you have to. I mean, I think you have to bring new content, because if you're just going to do straight reviews, and with so many reviewers out there, I mean, you got to stand out. So you got to do, you got to branch off to new stuff and to keep it fresh. Basically, that's it. You just got to keep it fresh.
I totally agree with that, because I like to do different content that sorry to bring attention to myself. I like to do different content that will get different people's attention. So it's not like one person who wants to watch reviews has to watch everything that I do. If they're just into watching the reviews, that's fine. I do reviews before it's out, where I'm talking about a toy before it gets released. Transformers Misfortune, which is a comedy show. and I've got other stuff, that I want to work on, shorts with other people that I've been looking into. And I just, the main point is I want to entertain people. That's what I've always wanted to do. And with Transformers, with the community already established, I feel like I can connect to that. And also, another recommendation, by the way, I gotta say, on top of the branching out to other things, also try to, this might just be me, but try to make your thumbnail look a little more unique. Don't just use like a picture of Optimus Prime, from the last night or something like that.
That works. I'll say that from experience, because there for the longest time, of course, you guys seen my channel, I had the big MPO1 with the American flag. Yeah. And that was my standout thing in all my thumbnails. He was like really blown up, and then I had a little picture of whatever I was reviewing. And I think I got in a discussion on the Transformers and Such Facebook page, and they're like, nobody is watching your channel for your Optimus Prime holding the American flag. He said, focus more on what you're doing. And you guys have seen how I've retweaked everything for my thumbnails, and my viewership spiked. So yeah, I'll agree with that one.
Well, and editing has a lot to do with it, because you've got to be able to take the time to edit your videos. I mean, to make it better. I was so lazy when I first started YouTube. I'm like, crap, I don't care. No, there was no transitions. There was no intro. There was no outro. It was, here you go, watch it and have fun, But then I realized that it wasn't eye-catching, and that's what you have to do on YouTube. If you want people to watch your videos, it's got to be somewhat catchy. You've got to talk about your channel, too, because they want to know about you. You've got to be able to make it personable. If you can't make it personable and to connect with other viewers, they're not going to watch you, and they're just going to leave, and that's what happens all the time.
And you got to have the personality to do this.
You do, and you can't be afraid to be on the camera either. I mean, that is a catch, too, is that all of us are used to being on a camera, either in this format, doing a review, doing whatever, we're used to being on a camera. You've got to be able to do that, because I've seen too many reviewers who always sit behind the screen. You never see them, and what happens is you don't have a connection with those viewers anymore, because they don't know who you are. So that's why I love doing like live streams, and I love doing things like this, because people get to see us and they get to talk. You guys know from my videos, when I do haul videos, I'm always in front of the camera, because I want them to see the actual excitement that's on my face when I find something or unbox something. Because it's real. It's not fake. I mean, and that's the thing too, is there's a lot of fakeness out there. Yeah. But all of us here are trying to actually do the right thing. We're showing exactly what we really think about it.
Well, that's a good thing about YouTube, is that that's not just corporate, not all the time, but that's not just a corporation trying to make a TV show for like money and stuff like that, and half-assing their content or whatever. These are just genuine people who are just like, well, this is my opinion, or this is what I want to produce. Here it is, and I want people to be entertained. I'm not doing this for a job. I just want people to like what I do. I don't think it's bad to ask for attention, or not ask for attention, but want attention from YouTube, as long as you're not just like sub for sub and stuff like that,
And the fact, I like how we're a lot more honest, because we pay for everything that we have out of our own pocket. Yep. We don't have people giving us these items. So if I get something that's a piece of junk, I'm going to tell you, I said, I wasted $20 on this figure. I'm going to tell you what's wrong with it, so you don't have to. You wait until it comes on sale. Or is this worth the money? So I like that with the fact with us smaller guys.
I've actually received Transformers from other people, and I even flat out say, this is the problems with them, And
you kind of have to. I mean, that's the thing, is like, we all have a collection, and we all enjoy what we like. We all pay for what we like, and if you can't be honest about it, then why have it? I mean, it really comes down to, because it's a toy that you either enjoy or don't enjoy. And if you don't like it, then sell it, get rid of it, get something you really like. I did a huge sale this last year. I got rid of everything but pretty much Transformers, NECTA, and some Marvel Legends. because I got fed up with it. I wasn't enjoying it. You got to enjoy it. And of course, I always come back to Transformers because I've always enjoyed those as toys. You know. How about you, Deluxe?
Um, I don't know. I mean, y'all said it, perfect. Really, to be honest, there's nothing really I could add to it to, be informative.
I will say I have some bad Transformers toys. I have some pretty terrible ones, some that I actually honestly don't like. But I'm happy to have it. The reason why is because, one, it just kind of branches out my Transformers collection. It makes things a little less boring. I have something to, if I really want to talk about a bad figure, oh, here's an example. And two, I like having some bad figures because when I review those toys, oh, I can really go at it. I can really rip them apart, and it's so much fun to do that. But I also love being honest. It also shows that that you are being honest. You're not just like, well, here's a Transformers toy. Here's everything about it. Ooh, this is cool. It shows that if there's a problem, you can talk about it. I remember I'm sorry to say his name again, Optimus Starscream review, and he gave it a negative review, which is fine. That's his review. But some guy on the Facebook group was pretty much tattling on him, saying that, he bought Starscream just to do this negative review, and he's bad for doing it, and I guess he's just doing it for money or something like that. And it's like, maybe he just wants to review the toy,
Exactly.
And straight up, that's bad. Just straight up his opinion, because reviewing things is a hobby as well.
Yeah, I mean, for my channel alone, I think that I try not to be a suggestion. Like, I think you should make your own decisions. I do it mainly try to do it for my overview of what I think of it, and try to have fun with it. So I try not to say you should buy this. I try not to say that. Sometimes I do if it's really good, like that Zeta Superion. I think it's a wonderful. Come on now, it's beautiful. It's fun. I think it's beautiful. I suggest it for anybody to get that one. If they want to go combiners that scale, I think Zeta knows how to make a good combiner. But I try not to say that on my reviews, because I just want you to make your own decision, and everything. And I know people look at reviewers as a decision sometimes, but I just try to do it mainly just for the fun, and just to say what I think of the the figure and everything. So that's what I try to do with my channel and everything as far as that.
See, I started doing a thing at the end of mine. Well, you've seen all my videos. I always end it with, should you add such and such to your collection?
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Of course, I'll tell them straight out if it's well worth the money. Say it's one of the new $20 Siege figures, and I really enjoyed it. I'll tell them, yeah, go ahead and grab this. I'll also at least say, wait for it to go on clearance, or my favorite when it's a piece of junk, so I can throw it over my shoulder. But,
yeah. And that is the thing, is people do look to us as reviewers to say, hey, is this really worth my funds to put into this situation? Because we all do it, especially with third-party and Masterpiece level stuff now. Because I'm a huge Masterpiece and third-party guy, so I want to know what I'm investing into, Do I really want to spend that money on, oh, crap, it's going to break in 2 seconds? No, I don't. Cancel pre-order, just for that reason.
Well, stuff breaks like that. I usually look at it. It might be the reviewer's fault also. So like on mine, I got the Fans Toys Rouge, and I broke it. And I told throughout the whole thing, I said it was my fault. It's not it's not the toy's fault. I broke it. And a lot of people won't do that. I've seen some reviewers that won't say it. It's a crappy Transformer. Well, no, it's not a crappy Transformer. You're just a crappy transforming it. And everything. Yeah. So, there could be that point. Like I said, if I break something, I broke that one. That's the only one that looks like I broke. But if I break something on mine, it's my fault. I'm going to say it's my fault. It's not going to be the toy's fault. So sometimes if you see a crappy review, it's just, it may not be the toy's fault. So
and I always recommend watching 2 or 3 reviews before you make a decision on anything as far as Transformers go.
Yeah, different opinions is definitely a must. I think that's pretty good. If that's what you're investing in, especially like the high end stuff, like you got the Flames Toys Tarn and stuff. All that Flames Toy stuff is really expensive. I would most definitely watch at least 3 different reviews and see, if they're lining up the same way, like if they're saying this is the problem, are they all agreeing with this, and if they're agreeing with something that's good also. So yeah, I do definitely agree on that.
Yeah, because I mean, I watch a lot of people. I mean, I watch all of you guys. I watch Bobby. I watch Imgo. I mean, I watch everybody and their damn brother, especially when it's involving Transformers. But it's because I want to see everybody's opinions. Some things are subjective to each person. Some things are objective, depending on what it is. And I like to hear that because there might be a situation where it works for one person but doesn't. Or there could be, oh crap, it does have ankle tilt. This is how you do it. Or it does have a waist swivel. Oh crap, there's an ab crunch.
I catch something that I do that a lot. I miss stuff a lot, and then other people will say this is what, and that's good. That's awesome that you can go behind somebody else and say, they found something that you didn't. So that's great.
I think when Age of Extinction figures were coming out, I think some of the reviews might have been rushed, or they just didn't really look into it too much. But when I reviewed the toys, I started to pick up on certain things that I've never actually seen on reviews, like Crosshairs. I think for a while people assumed that one of his guns had nowhere to go for robot mode, and they actually did. And then for Slug, I can't remember what it is, but I remember finding out something on that toy that I never found on a review. So I think it's good to take your time with the toy and really inspect it before you review it.
Yeah, here anymore, you can tell. I think some people bring their toys home from the store and review them as soon as they rip them out of the box. They don't even know what they're doing when they're transforming them. I've seen a couple like that.
Oh, damn it. Why y'all calling me out like that, man?
And now it comes out why he doesn't transform anymore.
Yeah, I don't want to do. I mean, and that's a good point. Yeah, I don't do transformation. I know everybody.
I'll be right back. Sorry.
I used to when I started out. I used to do transformations, but and I'm with Shirecast to mention them again. Plug. They told me they don't watch you. They don't watch you for the they don't watch you for the Transformers. They watch you for you because your personality and the way you react to Transformers and everything. So, and I just got to the point. I'm not a very good. I hated doing it actually to be on camera. I salute everybody that does that on camera, especially third party stuff, man. I just didn't like doing it because I'm not very good at transforming it on camera. So I just I took that out of my reviews just because people were saying that there's so many other people that do their transformations that you can watch those, but I like people to watch me because I entertain. I like to entertain people.
And that's why I did a couple of Transformers review when I first started my channel and realized I don't like doing that. I really don't like doing transformations on camera because I fumble through it. It's so badly. Now G1 that would be different. G1 I could be like, all right, here done. Whatever. But when I start getting to Masterpiece, the third party ones.
Yeah.
I did a 5-part series on the Jinbao oversized Warmatron broomkit, and holy crap, man! I was hating life because it was like, as you're going through it, you got to shoot and reshoot and redo and keep going, and it annoyed me, and I wasn't having fun. And that's the kind of the catch-22. If you're not having fun, why are you doing it?
True. That is true.
That's me with transforming. My hardest part is describing what I'm doing while I'm transforming. I kind of counted in one of my reviews how many times I said, and now what you do, and now what you do. And I was like, okay, so I've tried to retweak it a little bit. But I always like transforming my G1s because I know them forward and backwards. Definitely some of the newer figures are hard to do.
Yeah, exactly. Especially the Masterpiece and third party stuff, man. That Transformer Element Prime. I watched Pake. I watched Pake, and I watched T-Man. I think T-Man just put his out. Was that or Magic Square? I don't know. He did one, but that Transformer Element Prime, man, forget that crap, man. God dang, I was like, man, there ain't no way I would do that on camera. Ain't no way.
No, I give it to Pake, and I think T-Man and TMR did it too, and I was like, no.
Yeah, they did.
And I was like, this thing looked so bad. It looked painful as they were trying to go through it. And T-Man was telling me it took him like 8 hours to get through that.
Jesus.
Screw that. See, no, I liked it. I mean, I love the leg transformation. I thought that was really cool.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, that upper body, no, I don't have enough. I wouldn't. I would have threw it across the floor. I mean, if
What figure is this again?
It's
from the MP one. It's in Magic Square put theirs out, and they have. It's a new company. They're a new third party.
Okay.
Yeah, Transform Element. I mean, it looks good. It looks a lot better. I've held it, so to speak. And it's nice for the weight that it is, but I'm like, no. It's like the Fans Toys Rouge and Coot all over again. And it's like, I'm not going through that hassle of trying to transform it and breaking it somewhere. Now, I will say that TE Optimus is more, I don't want to say stable, but it is at least not going to break on you, while you're going through it.
Yeah.
It took me 2 hours to get through it. The first time just to try to figure it out. And I was fed up and I was like, back in the box, return to sender.
Yeah. I think that it's a great, if MP44 was not coming out and you wanted to upgrade your MP10, I think that Transfer Element would be a good upgrade for that. I like the Magic Square one. It doesn't fit. I don't think that fits well with Masterpiece. I love their Legends. I'm a big Legends collector. I love Magic Square's Legends, and then that's fine. But I don't think that the way they're doing it is really good on as far as MP collecting. But I've heard in rumors, I bet they're going to put out a painted version of that Prime again. So yeah,
if they put out a painted one with diecast, I might buy it. Because I do like the look of it, but I did not like how the chest was. The whole, you can see the matrix through the chest.
yeah,
I mean, they should have did just some kind of different, chest compartments or something on it because it looked bad that way.
Yeah.
I'm back.
Yay.
Hey, Brian came home. So that actually segues to our next topic that I wanted to talk about, and that is new Transformers or things that you have got recently that you want to show off, so to speak.
No painters.
So did you guys want to share anything this week that you guys might have picked up?
Let's go first. I guess I can go first. I got the new Studio Series Sideswipe. Love it. It's wonderful. The alt mode is beautiful. It's all painted, really articulated. In robot mode, looks really good. It's the best Sideswipe for Movieverse out there. I also got which one? What else did I get? Jeebus. I finished off the Zeta combiners. I finished those off. I got in the Iron Factory Megatron, the IDW one. You can change out and everything. That's really good. God, what studio series you got over there next to you, man? The Deluxes came out. I got 2 of the Deluxes, I think. I got I got the World War II Bumblebee and Barricade also. And I got Barricade's fine. World War II Bumblebee I was not impressed with. It's a lot of stuff going on with it. And I think that's about it. I don't know. I probably got some other stuff. I just can't think of it. I put so much stuff out. I put like 13 things out a day. So I all the time. But that's what I basically got. Yeah, Studio Series stuff.
All right, how about you, Jason? You got anything recently?
I did, but it's on the way. I got inspired doing my Insecticons review. I remembered an old Insector converter that I had as a kid. Went on eBay, found a mint one for $13. So that'll be in my hands on the 14th. So I can't wait to get a hold of it.
Nice.
It was my back when I first started getting Transformer toys. Everybody had the mix. You had GoBots with this brand, that brand. You didn't really collect the one set. Mismatch of different figures. This one insect guy was my leader of the bad guys, and then I got Megatron for Christmas that year, and everything changed. But the reviews on these guys here, and I have had a blast pulling these guys out and going over again. I remembered this character or this figure, so I went hunting for him, and I can't wait to get him and put him in front of the camera as one of my very first transforming robots I ever had.
Dude, if you ever get a chance, man, Fans Project put out the Insecticons. They were kind of like a ninja style. And then they did the deluxe ones also. It's like a 4-pack. It might be a little. I don't know how much they are going on. I had them, but I traded them along.
Yeah,
A couple years ago.
you need these guys.
Oh, the Fans toys, yeah, you definitely need those. But I'm just saying, for like a chug collection, the Fans Project ones are pretty good, especially the deluxe ones.
I kind of remember those. I might have to have you link me one on Facebook or something.
Yeah, it's like a 4-pack. They come in a 4-pack.
But I remember some of them. Yeah,
the Bad Cube had a set too.
Yeah, Bad Cube has a set of Insecticons too. Yeah, so does MMC. MMC has a set also.
Yeah, I might get the MMC ones because that Malin Militia one, that they actually look pretty decent for a chug. A lot better than the Legends ones we got from Hasbro. Because the reason why I don't like the Hasbro ones is that they're just too finicky, for the size that they are. I like to at least have things stay together. Like my shrapnel barely stands.
I think Hasbro do. I mean, I think they put some love in their Legends. So
Yeah, I like Kickback.
Disagree with you on that one, but yeah. Is that all you got, Jason? Is that all you're getting?
So I got that, and then I got this beast, which you guys saw.
Oh yeah, Cross Dimensions Jetfire, or
Yeah,
it is Jetfire, but
it's called Stealth Thunderwing or something like that. It's still Black Jetfire. That's all it is,
Yeah.
Man, this is my first one actually from Cross Dimension series.
Oh, that's good. I have the Prime and the Megatron. They're really fun.
Yeah, I've got the premium. Was it premium Striker Mantis on the way?
Mm-hmm.
And then I gotta find the Megatron to go with it. But I mean, looking at that white Jetfire too, that's about to come out. So I'm like, do I want 2 versions of Jetfire or just one? And I might just stick with the black one.
Nice, very nice.
How about you, Brian?
Well, I usually just buy things sporadically, so I'm not sure if how far back to go. But for one haul, I got the Cyber Battalion Shockwave that finally came out. I'm a huge Shockwave fan. This is the most I've ever paid for a Transformer toy. Was right here.
Which one's that?
Sorry, what?
Which Shockwave's that?
It's the
Okay.
The Takara MP one.
My little baby. So yeah, I had to get the Cyber Battalion one. I did find the Siege one in store, but I still haven't bought it. Also got, I'm using the box to hold stuff up. Also got flywheels recently, and then those Metal Earth Transformers things. I got like a spaceship randomly that I think was a mistake, and then the little Optimus Prime. Man, was it a pain in the ass to build because it kept stabbing me. I ended up bleeding. I did a live stream for it, ended up removing it because I kept screaming.
It took me 3 days to build mine.
Took me
I still had Megatron, Bumblebee, and Soundwave to build.
Oh, I only got the Optimus, but yeah, it took me 4 hours, and my hand still hurt. So, and then today, this isn't Transformers stuff, but I guess it's okay.
Oh yeah.
Little popcorn maker Lego guy polybag set where you push on this little tab and the popcorn can start popping inside the box.
Okay, that's cool. my son loves Legos. Son and wife both love Legos.
I'm wanting to get more Lego. I don't have too much. And then, except for Bionicle, I have a huge amount of Bionicle. And then got these are called Breakout Beasts, and I used to collect these. They're called Plasma Dragons from Mega Bloks, and they're pretty much like that. They got slime inside the egg that you have to pull out the little pieces from.
Oh, neat.
And well, if you like cleanup, then yeah, it is kind of neat.
Slime's really making a comeback, I've noticed.
Yeah, after building it, it's actually kind of fun, but. Yeah, it just gets sticky on your fingers. It's not like a rubbery texture or anything. It's like a pure slime, which, is okay for some people. But yeah, I'm having a blast with the dragons themselves. Because they remind me of all the Mega Bloks dragons that I used to buy. And yeah, I guess that's pretty much it, except for a Lego Minecraft polybag for like the Steve and Creeper that I just bought. But,
You know, I didn't think I'd like these, but I got these bot things. Started buying them for Dylan, and I ended up kidnapping them. So they're in my office and not in his room. But they just cracked me up. I mean, that's a stick of deodorant.
Oh yeah, they're fun. I love the names too. They got some cool ass names too. They're really cool. They're a little nice little bot. I like bot.
SAT.
I like the donut.
Yeah, the donut.
The hot chocolate one's probably my favorite though.
I forgot which one. I like the controller was pretty cool. God, there's so much. There was a plant or something.
All I got is the camera.
Yeah, I like the camera. Cool. And they got some cool, nice paint on them, and you know they're pretty cool little things. There's a penguin. I want a penguin. There's a penguin one I keep seeing. I may pick up that one.
Yeah, I ended up buying just one set of them, and the only reason I wanted it was because of the damn donut. Because I wanted my Optimus Primal to eat a donut from the Masterpiece series.
Yeah, I like they got the 5-pack and the with 8-pack, and you got like a mystery one and stuff. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
The 8-pack is actually a pretty good deal, at least on Amazon. It's like $14.99 for 8 of them.
Well, I think they're 19 in the store, so that's not bad.
I saw it at Target for
different packs, but other than that, yeah.
They had the 8-pack for $15 at my Target.
Were they 15? I thought they were 20.
There's a huge pack coming out, like a big surprise pack that was listed on Amazon recently.
Oh, really? Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, it's gonna be huge.
Yeah, they got cool names and stuff. It's neat little things, I guess, you know.
Well, some of the names are cool. Some are bad, really bad.
But yeah, it's still, I love how they tie in with the figure itself. They kind of name them, you know, try to name with that stuff. That's pretty cool.
I'm trying to remember my favorite names, and I can't remember them at the top of my head.
Yeah, I'd have to look at the list to remember.
But some of them,
I broke 2 of them the first night I had it because I was trying to be too rough with it, so to speak.
You gotta stop being rough with your stuff, man. God dang.
I got big hands and they're fat, so what do you expect?
You gotta show them a good time.
Really?
You gotta give them dinner first. Hey, it's weed.
What's next? What we got next? What's
all right. So next topic, well, after bots is the Studio Series line. I kind of wanted to talk about that for a little bit. Studio Series versus the old Transformers lines that we used to have for movie bots. So if we take an example is Jetfire. So we all remember the Jetfire from Revenge of the Fallen, the original movie when it first came out, how it combined, you know, of course, with Leader Optimus Prime. And now we have a new Studio Series Jetfire, which I still not seen in store yet, or Megatron, or half of the new stuff. But how different things have been in over almost 15 years, if you think about it. 10 to 15 years, how some of these toys have changed and how accurate things are today. So I wanted to kind of go through you guys' thoughts, you know, as, hey, what do you guys think of the originals versus the new Studio Series?
Well, I would be so happy to sell all my movie stuff and just collect the Studio Series. So this is what the movie bot should have been, was the Studio Series, to be honest. That's, like I said, that Sideswipe is beautiful. I love it. It's the best one. It's got so much paint, articulation. It's got some cool weapons and storage and stuff. The alt mode is beautiful. You know, and so far, every one that I touched, I would have, you know, Bone Crusher is so much better than the original Bone Crusher. The only one that I could say that probably stands out that a lot of people say that's really good bot is which one? Is Optimus Prime? It was the second movie, I think. It was the Revenge of the Fallen, or was
Revenge of the Fallen?
Revenge of the Fallen one. Now I've heard a lot. You know, that I have that one too. That's a good one. But
I really like transforming that one.
Yeah. So, you know, like I said, I would sell all my movie Transformers, and just to keep the Studio Series ones, to be honest. That's what I would do.
Well, I like to keep my originals anyways. I mean, I got like 50.
Oh, that's fine. No, I understand that. You know,
I got like a bunch of different repaints and reduxes of Transformers, like the first edition Bumblebee, I have like 2 different versions of, one from a 2-pack and then the normal one.
Yeah.
I mean, I love Transformers Prime, so that's mainly the reason why. But yeah, even if I get the new Jetfire, I'll still keep this. It's good to see the difference. I mean, they're very different toys, anyways. So, you know. Plus, also, it's one that I kind of grew up with. I mean, I'm probably the youngest one here, so it's kind of nostalgic for me. I can't really get rid of this.
Oh yeah, that's understandable. I mean, I understand that point. Yeah, that's true. I mean, I still want to keep mine, but if I had a choice, like if they told me you had to take either one, I would definitely go on this video series instead of all the other stuff. You know, it's so much better. But they're built better, most of them, except for that Bumblebee, the World War II Bumblebee. They're leaps and bounds better. Like I said, that's what they should have. This is the way the movie figure should have been, was a studio series stuff.
And the fact that it's not like, okay, the first movie toys were like 10 years ago, so that's going to look a little different compared to the Age of Extinction ones, you know, right. Just how they're designed and sculpt and stuff like that. And the fact that it's taken so many years to do these figures, like they've had a lot of times and a lot of alliterations for their toys. I have all my Studio Series figures all together. And if I were to put my older movie stuff together, just like group a whole bunch of different ones, they would all look weird and different. But with Studio Series, there's kind of like a consistency to it that just makes it look nice.
It's a good point. Yeah, they all scale pretty good with each other. That's why. Yeah, I got my Studio Series all together too, and it looks pretty good. I like the way they scale with each other and stuff.
One of the complaints I hear is that, oh, this figure is too small, and like one, I think that works especially for Jazz, and two, people seem to take like the smallest ones that are like that size on purpose. And you know how people complain about, oh, these Transformers toys are getting smaller over time. They'll use Studio Series Jazz as like one of the highlighting examples, and then they'll not point to Ratchet, which is a taller Deluxe.
But they are.
Well, and that's the thing is that
they
Studio
are, but
Series
it's like they're using the worst example of it, you know?
Yeah. Right. What would you say, Nathan? Sorry.
I was going to say that's why Studio Series is its own scale, just like Siege is its own scale today. You know, these are made to be in line with themselves, not to really be mixed with a lot of other things. Now, you can cheat a lot, you know, with the movie side. You could, like, put them in a certain position or whatnot, or back them up or whatnot, and you can make it work. But, I mean, that's why Studio Series is being made the way they are. They're supposed to be the best representation of the movie characters that you can get today. You know, I still have my, APS-01 Ultimate. You know, the premium series, you know, Buster, Optimus Prime. It came with the Jet Wing pack. It came with everything, every freaking accessory made at God's Green Earth for Revenge of the Fallen Optimus. It came with, and I still love that figure. But over time, it's starting to degrade. You know, and that's what actually happens over time. And now that we have better articulation, we have better paint, we have better things that you can do with technology. The Studio Series is that new refreshing breath of air, you know, for the movie line. Even some of the movie masterpieces are done really extremely well. Some, not so much. I'm looking at you, Barricade. I wasn't a big fan of the Barricade.
Barricade's one of my favorites.
Ironhide. I hate that.
Ironhide was the worst.
His sculpt through the movie, I've never liked. I don't like the big old shoulders and everything. I got the Studio Series one, and it wasn't that good. I just don't like that Ironhide. So. Welcome to the channel. All right, we're already doing reviews while we're podcasting. Good job. Right.
Here's a Jetfire. There's many like it, but this one is mine.
And I actually prefer the Studio Series Ironhide over the movie masterpiece one, just because it actually does thing what it's supposed to do. I found the tricks, of course, you know, to keep the chest together on the movie masterpiece, but just like I shouldn't have that kind of issue with a masterpiece level Transformer. I can see it with a, you know, retail, you know, stock one. I can see that having that issue.
Do you think we'll get from 10 years from now we'll get another Studio Series like for the movie stuff?
I guarantee you this is exactly what's going to happen. Studio Series will go for probably 4 or 5 years. They'll get us all the way up to like Dark of the Moon and, you know, The Last Night. And then they'll go back and say, oh, well, we can do all this even better with better paint, with better articulation and do it. it'll get rehashed. And the reason is because everybody loves the movies, right? We all love all 5 movies, right?
Hell, they pretty much did the with
Yeah.
Optimus Prime already. They did it with Optimus already. They made 2 different versions.
Yeah, they got the 07 one, and they got the Revenge of the Fallen out, which I love. That's one of my favorite Revenge of the Fallen primes from the studio series. That's a good figure right there.
And I still love the original, Revenge of the Fallen Optimus, from the actual original movie line, because just the way it was built, that was a modern masterpiece at that time.
Yeah.
It was like it took you forever to transform that damn thing, especially when you're looking at instructions, you're going,
Oh
"Oh
yeah.
shit, how do I do this?" Because we had got so used to Cybertron, and all those kind of transformers, like took you like 10 minutes to figure it out. But when we
Mhm.
got to the movie line, that brought in a lot of different things into it, the masterpiece-esque kind of things to do.
I don't
Um,
think I've ever transformed mine again.
Hmm.
Transformed them once and on the shelf it went.
well, I had to retransform all of my stuff when I moved. And I tell you now, when you have to do your whole collection, it takes you a long damn time.
Oh yeah. It's so much fun though. That's the only fun thing about moving is when I moved from we moved from apartment to our house was you got to actually because I got stuff up on my top shelf, not in here but my room. I got stuff on my top shelf I haven't touched since they put them up there. And it's always cool to go through and get to touch and feel your collection, all that stuff and everything. That sounds dirty, but whatever.
That's why I love reviewing older toys as well.
Yeah, exactly. I said that with I'm putting out the G1 stuff. I like it. It's really cool to just go up there and grab something that you haven't touched, in months or years, and to fiddle around with it. Remember, wow, this brought me back to my, what I did when I was a child. I love this, Transformer for a reason and everything. That's a good point. That's a really good point.
And I tell you, you
Not just
start
that,
doing
like,
that.
sorry, go ahead.
I was about to say, you start doing those G1s, it's scary too, especially if you haven't touched one in a while. Those things can be tight. I mean,
Yeah.
You'll hear some cracking and creaking. Your heart will stop when you're transforming them. That was me doing, who was it? Yeah, Venom. His wings, if you're familiar with this toy, the wings would always tend to break. The one I had as a kid, the wings and mine is super tight right there. And I was transforming to robot mode, and I heard this crack. And it was just the sticky, the joint stick. I thought that wing snapped, man.
Yeah, I'm doing the Target Masters because I love the Target Masters. I did Crosshairs, which I'm going to put out, and the butt tires. When they flip back, to under there to make the butt tires. Yeah, I heard a pop, and I was like, oh god. But it was just it hadn't been transformed for so long. I guess it just was getting it was a little stiff. It was stiff, like an old man. It was basically like an old man. So yeah, I feel you. I feel it on that, man. I was like, oh my god, I just broke my Transformer on camera. But yeah,
not just like G1 stuff, like some of the more underrated stuff I also like doing reviews of. Like, a lot of people forgot about Reveal the Shields and Hunt for the Decepticons by now. I like going back into it and seeing like a review for that. Because like they're not really that relevant toys, but I mean, I still enjoy them all the time.
Yeah, and that's why I do the masterpiece. I've gone through most of the masterpiece. I'm almost through with that line. Just to go back and do an overview of and see how they've held up over time. And I love doing that. And like you said, it just get down there and mess with it around a little bit and tell everybody this is why it was good and it still is good, or if it's still crap, or something like that. So.
Yep. Well, and that's like you just did that acid storm the other day, and I haven't seen that damn transformer in years. I don't even have those ones anymore because I got rid of all those, when Masterpiece came out. But it was kind of cool to actually see an old retro review like that. That's why I watch a lot of Jason's movies or videos, because I remember having a lot of those G1 Transformers, and having a lot of that kind of stuff because that's when I was a kid. So it's kind of cool to be an adult today and be able to have the same figure in an updated version of it. So it's freaking awesome. But I will say, it's even more fun that all these G1 reissues came out because we got to get our old characters back.
Oh.
Now, I'm not going to pay $50 for an Optimus Prime. I'm sorry.
It's 70 out here.
Jesus.
Yeah. But the sad part is somebody already went and bought them all, out of my Walmart. Literally, they had 30 of those Optimuses and they're all gone. So somebody paid the money for it, but I was like, I'm looking at my G1 commemorative one I got, for like $60 that came with a DVD, the comic book, the trailer, and all the extra pieces and parts with it. I'm like, no, there's no way I paid $50 for that reissue.
I just bought like like this was years ago, but the scrapped Optimus Prime, just the cab, and I bought it for $10. And now they want 70.
Mm-mm.
The very first flea market review I did, I looked out and I found a G1 Prime with his trailer in both fists, a kickback, power glide, brawn, and who else? There was another one, and the girl's like, "Oh, $10 for all of it."
Oh, was she dumb?
I just asked, "You sure?" Like, well, here, before you change your mind, here's a tenner.
That's a good thing to talk about. I've never found around here. Flea markets do not have that. I've never found any G1. The only thing I found a animated Grimlock one time in box. That's the only thing I've ever found in one of the flea markets around this area. And it really sucks. I always see people finding, old G1 stuff, and I wish I would run across that. I would love to go to a flea market and find all that crap, but I never
We
saw it.
have a huge flea market here once in the fall and once in the summer. I mean, people come from all the way around. The fairgrounds is 5 miles away, so it's a huge thing. The last few times I've went, I've lucked out and found some things. I mean, some are broken, some you can get a pretty good deal on. Then you got the one guy who won't sell you anything because he's got to go on his phone and see what's going for on eBay.
Yeah, well, he knows what he got. That's the type of guys that that's fine. Whatever. I mean, he needs to go to a show, like a toy show or something, to try to sell that stuff. Not to market,
There's a toy fair around here that's like twice a year, and usually I go in with like maybe $200, and then I come out with a whole bunch of stuff and no money. And it's mostly Transformers, but there's like Lego, Hot Wheels, and so many other things. He-Man, TMNT, Barbie, My Little Pony, Monster House, whatever you can think of that's got a toy, it's probably there. And it's just from different people, and there's a couple of local toy stores that also sell stuff. I remember one time there was the first edition Cliff Jumper. This guy had the FE Cliff Jumper, the first edition Viacon, a Revenge of the Fallen Deluxe Ratchet, a bunch of little tiny Arms Microns, and then there was the Arms Micron Knockout, Arms Micron Jet Viacon, and Arms Micron Terracon Cliff Jumper without the actual Arms Micron itself that came with. So the transparent purple one. And I said, okay, well, I got like $30 left from the toy fair. You're obviously not going to want to, let me have it for $30. He did. I wound up with all that for $30.
Wow.
And another time, I got that Nightmare Unicron from Transformers Prime as well. You can definitely tell I love Transformers Prime. But the guy had it out of the box at one point, but he put it back in the box, and it had a little matrix around it. And I bought that for $30. Well, the Unicron itself goes for about 80 or 90 at the time. But the matrix itself, I had to look it up. It is a rare, only 200 were made, matrix repaint from the Masterpiece stuff that goes for $35 itself.
Nice.
Man. Yeah, see, I don't get that lucky.
Is that what? No, I'm just kidding.
That's almost midnight here for me.
See, I'm going to go broke probably next month when I go to TFCon. I'll tell you that.
It's so fun. I hope we get one over here at the East Coast again.
Yeah, I've only been to one convention. I really want to go to another.
Yeah. Well, there's a TF Expo in Kansas City. I don't know. I may try to make that one. I don't know.
There's only like a Comic-Con out here, and that's pretty much it, except for the toy fair, but I don't know if that counts as a con.
Well, you do have TFCon Toronto if you want to go that far.
people assume that that thing is like right around the corner from me. They're like, "Oh yeah, you can just go to TFCon," and I'm just like, "It's in Toronto." It's difficult for me to go to Toys R Us that's like 30 minutes away.
Yeah, it's kind of realistic. I mean, you think about it too. I mean, this is the first TFCon we've had in California in years, since BotCon, really, for us. So it's kind of nice for it to come back here. But when we talk about cons, there's a lot of driving, or a lot of flying, and a lot of costs that that you got to put together into it. I mean, and they're fun to go to. I used to go to BotCon and TFCon all the time, but when they stop coming close, a lot of us don't go anymore because of that. I know Deluxe, you went to the last one, not too long ago. But it
Yeah,
just
I've been to every
it
one.
does make it hard.
Yeah, I've been to 4 in the state. Well, 5, I think. Wait, so I've been to Chicago 3 times. No, 5. Yeah, I've been to Chicago 3 times. I've been to Reston, Virginia, and I went to North Carolina also. So yeah, I love. And I go to TFCon. I've been to 4 BotCons also. I go to TFCons now just for the ROC, the remote collectors and stuff, and just friends. I don't go for Transformers because you can get that stuff anywhere online. So I do it mainly just to see people that I don't get to see. I like once a year. So and I'm happy for people that are getting out on the West Coast. They deserve it. I mean, it deserves. TFCon is really fun. I think they could do 2 shows a year, to be honest. Or actually 3. One in Toronto. I think they could do a West Coast and a East Coast one. Easily. I think they're going to do really good out there. And being like it's the 35th anniversary or whatever, they're having a lot of voice actors. Peter Cullen. I think Frank Welker is going to be there probably, and I think it's going to be a great time. I wish I could go, but like I said, I just went to the one in Chicago, last year in October, so kind of hard.
I wish they bring TFCon out here too.
Yeah. So.
I would definitely go to TFCon if it was even on the mainland out here.
Yeah, I think if you're a Transformer collector or whatever, fan or whatever, I think going to a TFCon it'd be a fun. It's a good.
Yeah.
Wait till it goes back to Charlotte. That'd be the closest for me.
Yeah, that one in North Carolina was really fun. That was one of the better ones that I've been to. I really had a great time there.
And that's the thing about it. I go for the fun time, but I actually go more for the panels and meeting the people than I do the actual toys. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'll probably jump and get the exclusives and stuff, but that's why I'm going on Friday. That's what I have Friday for. So that I did the 3-day pass. I'm getting exclusives on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and just enjoy it with everybody else.
Oh, yeah.
They're going to have so many damn people here. Oh, my God. I've not seen this amount of people in forever on a TFCon list. The only 2 people that have not showed up yet is Welker and Cullen, and we know it's going to happen because this is the G1 reunion,
Definitely Cullen. But yeah, Welker. I've met Cullen 4 times, I think. No, 3 times. And really good, awesome. He's like a grandfather. He's that, awesome. But I love to meet. I've never met Frank Welker, so I'd love to meet Welker. It'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, I met Cullen and Welker once, and they were at a BotCon, and I got lucky they were both there. And then I got them to sign my old G1 record, my vinyl record, from the soundtrack.
Nice.
And I was like, I want you guys to sign this. I don't want you to sign a Transformer. I want you to sign my vinyl record, something different,
Mm-hmm.
But it's one of those cool situations where if you get a chance to go, highly recommend that you go. It's always a fun time. And just remember, bring your money with you because the ATM is going to be dry there. So don't try to do anything.
And I've had Cullen. I've had him sign my '86 movie. I had one of the books where he had a little page to himself. He did I forgot what it's called. And then I had the MPO 1, not the one with the voice, the stand and everything.
Yeah,
I have that boxed, and I had him sign that, so it's pretty cool. I don't know what I'd have Welker sign. Maybe I don't know. I'd have to find something.
MP36.
Yeah, that'd be cool. That would be definitely. Yeah, that's a good choice. Or my box sign, the box style G1, the one from the Takara ones, the overseas ones. I might have him sign.
Yeah, the old TF collection ones. The white one. Yep, I've got that one.
Yeah, the 2 double thing opens up. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Well, that's pretty much it for the night, guys. Thank you guys for being here. Appreciate you.
Thank you for inviting us.
Yeah.
And Jason.
I don't even know where I am.
So before we sign off tonight, kind of want to go around the table. But before I do that, the last thing I want to say is thank you everybody that's watching tonight. We definitely appreciate you watching this or in the morning, depending on where you're at. But the catch 22 is we will be doing these about once a month, maybe twice a month, depending on schedules, for everybody. And we're here to talk about Transformers. That's why we're called Transformers Unite. So around the table, tell us, where can we find you at? Starting with Jason.
You can find me at Patriot Prime Reviews on YouTube. As I said, I mainly go over Generation 1 figures, and I've become well known here anymore for my Toy Hacks reviews. I also have a Patriot Prime Reviews page on Facebook and Instagram. So that's where you can find me. I done lost track of what I was talking about. Patriot Prime Reviews.
You'll be all right.
It's late.
It is. All right. All right. How about you, Deluxe?
You can find me on the Facebooks under Matthew Baldwin. You can find me on Shattercast Uncut. We put out an episode every week, usually Thursday night, but we usually try to say Friday morning. You can also find me on Instagram at Hasbro_Reviews. And you can find me at Hell Hasbro Reviews on my channel. I do everything, to be honest, Transformers, anything. I do anything. I have a vast collection of stuff and everything. And I'll review third party. I review, Hasbro and stuff and everything. So, and that's about it. Thank you once again for having me on. Really had a good time.
Thank you, man. And Brian, where can people find you at?
I'm Brian from TFanPage 101, also known as Ultimate Doom. Those are my channels if you want to check that out. Ultimate Doom is mainly like Bionicle related content or just whatever that's not Transformers related that I'm into. TFanPage 101 is probably the one you want to go to for Transformers. And on there, I don't just do reviews, even though people keep saying it's a jobby ripoff, even though I've been doing it for longer. That's a whole thing that I'm not into. Yeah, I like doing comedy videos or serious videos, just whatever I feel like. There's some random stuff. Transformers Misfortune is one of my leading shows that people recognize. It's kind of like Red versus Blue with Transformers. Not like the Red versus Blue characters. It's just in that kind of style. And then, there's also talk videos, and I want to branch out into other stuff. But we'll just have to wait and see. I got a review coming out soon for the Last Night Hot Rod, so yay for that. And then there's also the extra channels that I have for those, just for random stuff that I just don't feel like should be on the main channel. So yeah, now that I've gotten myself that much attention,
Oh gosh, we got a team of nut jobs.
How's an army guy?
Give me your nuts! You want to get nuts? Let's get nuts!
All right, so I'm your host, Nathan Simmons. This is my YouTube channel, of course. This is where you can find me at. You can also find me on Instagram at Nathan_S82. So thank you everybody for coming out. We appreciate each and every one of you. And next time, we'll see you guys on the next round. All right, people. Have a good night, and thank you, everybody.
Ooh-ah.
Good night, folks.